Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cafecito Corner. My name is Bree, and here I have my wonderful co-host, Edward Valdez. And we are so excited to be shooting this episode today. Struggling today with allergies, but here we are.
Allergies and tiredness.
Exhaustion. We're not going to start today with that. What are we drinking today? We like to start the podcast with our drink of the day.
I think I got the same thing as last week. Brown sugar, oat milk, shaken espresso.
Yeah, you've been loving that one. I just can't. It's a little too much for me. But I am drinking my Salud, and it is the kiwi and strawberry flavor. So I've actually been super obsessed with this flavor. And this morning you were like, are you going to drink coffee? And I was like, no, I have been on my Salud kick lately. I don't know what it is. I just haven't been craving coffee.
Yeah, that's weird. You were pretty hooked on that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm just kind of like obsessed like that. It's just water based because milk has been feeling super heavy for me lately. Mm-hmm. So I've been enjoying my Salud in the morning. But I do have to do half a packet because a full packet is 200 milligrams or 200 G's, something like that. Grams. I don't know. Is that a lot of caffeine?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I have
But it's like, when you compare it to like a...
Like, how much do you think your coffee drink is?
I have no idea. But you probably have to compare that more to like an energy drink.
Yeah. So it's been good. I've been loving it. But yeah, that's what I've been drinking.
We're going to have to get sponsored by someone. So I'm going to probably start bringing a name branded one. Like, what should I do? Red Bull? No, because then they might throw me into extreme sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something smaller, something more local.
Like what?
Prime.
Prime's not smaller or local.
Smaller than Red Bull.
I mean, it's smaller than Red Bull, but it's not local.
Have you been seeing that Celsius has been giving people health problems? Is it Celsius or... Yeah. Celsius, one of those brands has been giving, that's like really popular, has been giving people like health issues. So that's so scary.
No, I haven't read anything about that.
Yeah. That's why I do not like drinking those like energy drinks, because I feel like years later people come out saying like, this caused me this caused me that. So it's scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I went through my energy drink phase, but
yeah,
I think I'm over it.
Thank God.
I mean, it wasn't like planned for. It's just like it generally helps. Like, but obviously probably not the best thing for you. Mm-mm. But like, yeah, college was like where I would have it the most. Then I swapped to coffee. Then I went back to energy drink, and now I'm back on coffee.
I'm glad, because I was getting worried when I would see 3-4 cans a day on your desk.
That's a lie. The most I ever had was like 1.
Yeah,
but that's still a lot, like 7 a week.
I would get mad at you every time I'd see you drinking one. I'm like, really?
Okay, you have worse habits.
Like what?
You've had worse habits.
I had worse habits that we won't speak of here on the podcast. But yeah, I think energy drinks just scare me, just because I've seen so many people like have issues with them.
You know, but the thing is, like, I completely get that, like, you can get a heart attack and stuff, but I know some people that drink so many of them a day. I'm like, that's insane. Like,
you know what I saw that was funny the other day? I saw a guy, he walked to the gas station and he had, what are those, the big ones?
The big gulps?
Is that the biggest one?
Well, it depends, like, which store you go to.
He had the biggest one that you can fill up for like 99 cents. And I'm like thinking in my head, he probably justified this by, oh, I'm going to walk to the gas station and then it'll be good. Because I'm walking it off. And he had 2 in his hand. And I was thinking, back in high school, I remember people having those every single day, 7 a.m. They got a Dr. Pepper. They got a Coke in there.
Dr. Pepper was a move.
I could never understand that. Like, how did people just drink one of those a day?
I mean, that was like the thing to do at high school. Like,
well, you had a friend that had that like was hooked on those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I would just say like that was our thing. Like, because like the high school was right next to the Quick Trip, so like everybody would go there.
Everybody would walk there before class, and then
Yeah,
would
like I
have-
mean, I'm sure there's people that now like you go through stages of life. Like when you're like at a certain age, you do something, right? Like that was the walking age. Like you walk to your nearest gas station.
with all of your friends.
Then when you can drive, you probably move up to like a Starbucks or a Dutch and stuff.
That's so true.
And then when you're older, you go drink and go to
It's a
clubs.
whole different
yeah,
vibe.
like it everybody has to go through that like umbilical cord.
Yeah. But I remember like everybody would have like bags of hot Cheetos and Takis and chips like 7 a.m. I never
Yeah.
got into that stuff, but
I for sure did.
There were some people that had like the big bag.
Yeah. No,
But I did get into the stage of like I had a car and then I would take all my friends to Dutch because that was the only thing. That's the only thing to do in Arizona when you're in high school is go to Dutch.
I mean, I have a pretty addictive personality, but like the only addiction I probably will never be able to get rid of is chips. Like
You've tried to stop yourself.
I can't. But that comes from Mexico. Like in Mexico, I would go get a chip bag every day. Because like I mean the bags are small and like
the bags in Mexico are cuter and smaller.
Yeah, but like everybody like sells out of their house. Like everybody has a convenience store. Like and over there it's not like Walgreens where it's like a mile from here, 2 miles from here. It's like everyone
in the corner
in the neighborhood. There might be 3 or 4 because like people sell out of their homes,
Yeah.
So I always would go get some and then I would play on like the little video game machines they had there. Yeah. I would run circles around people there.
I wasn't into the chips, but when I would go to like Mexico, I would love to get las canalitas or the little cookies with like 4 mini marshmallows on them that had like strawberry. My mouth is watering like thinking about those.
I forget what those are called, but they have like coconut in them.
Oh my god. Amazing.
What are they called? Squish? No.
I have no idea, but those or like just gancitos. Like I'm a sweet kind of girl.
Pingüinos fire.
Okay, this is a debate. Gansito or pingüinos? Let us know in the comments.
Depends on the mood.
No, because
but
people
a frozen gansito over anything.
People are diehard either or. A lot of people I found that it's not both.
Well, to me, it's like I like pingüinos better. But a frozen gansito, I'll take it any day.
My mom has been always obsessed with pingüinos, and I just can't. I don't
pingüinos
know.
are fire.
What is the one where it's just like a brownie and then like a white in the middle and then it has like a little squiggly on top?
Mexican?
Yeah. Is that a pingüino? There's another one I'm talking about.
Okay, so what is it? A brownie?
It's like a brownie and then it has like white cream inside and then it has a squiggly.
That's a pingüino.
Oh, I'm thinking about something else that my mom likes. I'm thinking about the nitos. Yeah. The nitos, my mom was obsessed with those.
Those are pretty fire too.
I don't like those.
I thought they would take those out of the market because they used to be called something like pretty racist. And then like people like changed the name because I mean
you can't have that no more.
Yeah, but like Mexican culture is all about making fun of people. Like I honestly think like I mean it's good that they like push for that to stop and stuff, but I don't think like Mexico will ever be able to get rid of their bullying. Like it's such a big part of the culture. Like if you get a nickname at age of 1, it sticks with you to 47. Like
you're saying, like when you're a little kid, they call you el flaquito, la gordita.
Or not only that, but like they just poke fun at everything. Like it's pretty bad. And I would say like there's no boundaries in the sense of like we've even talked about this. Like when people can't have kids or something, like they don't respect like the fact that like they might be not able to like stuff like that. Like Mexican culture like heavily revolves around like bullying, like clowning people, making fun of them and stuff, and it kind of sucks, but like it's kind of cool that they push for like change because hopefully like
wasn't the president pushing for it to be like illegal or something?
I mean,
or like
I don't even know, but like I know they like always try programs, but hopefully, I mean, it's been getting better, but
hopefully it helps out Mexico.
Yeah, I don't ever see that going away. At least not in the near future.
That's just the culture of like when your grandma would clown you and call you names, but now that's like when you're an adult, that's like something that probably triggers you. So
yeah, but like think about it, like You don't like Mexicans don't even just do it to their family. Like if you have a coworker and she's like too skinny, like you hear the other girl going, "You need to eat something. You're gonna fall apart." Like it's like, what if she's struggling with like an eating disorder? What if she's like, what if she can't put on weight but she knows she wants to? You know, like it's just tough.
Yeah, Mexicans like they don't stay quiet. Like
No.
they say everything that they think.
That's my point of that. It's like that'll never go away, no matter what you.
I think the older generation has that, but maybe like us.
The newer generation's worse.
Yeah.
Because they have social media. Like, they have way more access to jokes, like, fun, like...
I think people think that, like, when you post a comment on somebody's post, that they don't see it or that, like, it doesn't affect them. Like, everybody sees comments. Like, I just could never think of, like, putting a comment and, like, thinking, oh, they'll never see it, you know?
I mean, to me, like, to each their own, but, like, I never go on social media to, like, post something rude.
Or if I think of something, I'll just keep it to myself.
Yeah,
like I will never type it out.
Exactly. Like, that's another level of hate. Like, taking it all the way up to, like, a safe zone where, like you wouldn't say that in person, right? But, like, you know, taking it on social media and, like, completely, like, trying to destroy somebody is insane.
There's so many times where I see, like an influencer post, this person has been nonstop hating on me. So the influencer will go and send them like a direct message. Hey, like, is you have something against me? Like, and then the person that has been posting hate comments will be like, oh my God, I never thought you would answer me. Like, no, I never have anything against you. And I'm just like that's just crazy. Then why even post? Like, then why even?
Because it's like the whole Twitter finger thing. Like, you know, you get brave with Twitter. You get brave, like.
But then when they reach out to you, you're just like, I'm actually your biggest fan. Like, I cannot with that.
They just like, to me, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of negativity in the world. Like, and you sometimes notice it like on some of our videos that do big numbers, like on TikTok or something. Like, people start like posting stuff. I'm like, dude, like,
TikTok is a brave world.
I personally think like if you have enough time in your day to be doing that, you need to find something else to do. That's a hot topic of me.
Hot topic of the day.
100%. If you have enough time to be typing like rude comments and like criticizing everything everyone's doing online, like you have way too much time in your hands.
Go get a second job.
Because like sometimes like I'll just see it from like notifications that come in, but I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. But like I'll be occupied, and at the end of the day, like my mind's so busy that I'm not gonna pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine like if I took that to heart, because like I'd be like, or the people that are like doing huge numbers, like just every day getting drilled with like hateful comments, and that's like the Bieber instance, right? Like he's so young, has had all this money, and like he kind of grew up in the spotlight, you know, and like people saw him mess up, like things we messed up on, like that weren't recorded and stuff. Like people would find out like across the planet, you know.
And they would never leave it alone. They would always bring it up. So
like it's like that sucks, you know. Like he, at the end of the day, he's just like a kid,
and he grew up on the internet. So imagine like all our mistakes.
So that's what I'm
being
saying.
On the internet.
Like imagine like everybody having an opinion on your dumb little kid mistakes.
Yeah, I think the world was better without social media, but there's so many things now that we have access to because of technology and social media.
That's just like anything though. Like if it's meant for its good purpose, like it's an amazing tool, but the moment you take advantage of it in a bad way, like it could also be very harmful.
I think that like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube could do a way better job of just filtering out hate comments. Like that is, I feel like that is so easy for them to do, but they don't do it.
That's also what draws so much interaction in their platform. Think about like the Frutilandia post. What has happened? Oh, you post a video of corn, right? And it's a corn in a cup. You're mixing it. Mm-hmm. And it looks like the corn, what is it? The husks? Oh, no.
Yeah, the corn has its hair in it, but it's natural.
Yeah, but it's natural corn hair. And like, you kind of have to leave it in there for flavor too. Mm-hmm. But you're mixing it and then the comments start going off like, ew. It looks like there's hair in it, but like it's the corn hair, the corn husk.
Because when you cook the corn, it turns black, the hair.
Right.
So it looks black.
No,
like
so
black
I completely get it. But like also, once it comes out like with a spoon or something, like you notice that it's not hair. Like it's super thick. There's no way anybody has hair that thick, right?
Oh, it's super thin.
I think it's way thicker than a normal hair.
Really?
But so you kind of whip it out, and then the yeah. So I'm saying you could easily just like remove it, like, and it doesn't even like give you hair because like you know when you have hair in your food,
you can taste it.
But
Right
like
away.
that one is chewable, like
Yeah.
But anyways, so the comments start going like, "Ew, WTF? Why did you guys think we would have noticed the nasty hair?"
Everybody's like, "Don't go to this place. They have hair in their food."
Yeah,
I'm like,
but then like the Mexican crowd comes and they show up like a prison riot.
yeah,
Like just straight punches. Like they're like, "Oh, do not come after our culture. Like if you don't know, don't speak on this.
Yeah.
We don't go to your culture and speak." And they're like just going back and forth.
they're all like, "Sorry, you don't know what real corn
is.
tastes." Yeah.
And then it's like, we grow the corn. We do like tortillas out of it. Like, and they're just like going nasty about it. Like, but I respect that because like,
Yeah.
so it's like those interactions keep the social media's alive. Like it's not
That's
you posting a
true.
photo and your sister going, "Hello, you look great." It's like the fights, like the controversy.
That's
like,
what creates the
yeah.
engagement, but also there I feel like there's some platforms that should just do better at like helping out the younger generation like feel better about themselves. Like,
No, yeah. But also think about like the aspect of like how many times you repeat the same information, right? Like how many times do you go on social media and like if who can we use now? Selena Gomez crash. Like how many times are you gonna hear about that? Like I would probably run it through a news article from like 100 different sources about the same thing. And I actually do believe that social media is way quicker at delivering news than most like news.
I don't
places.
even watch the news.
Yeah, so I'm saying like people tweet real time, like and stuff like that. Like Twitter to me is like the news, like. But sometimes you have to be careful because like, how many times have we been at work and the girls are like, "Oh my god, did you hear all the banks are closing tomorrow? Pull out all your money," and I'm like, dude, hey, this is TikTok. Like
False information can be spread
Yeah.
so quickly and freak out people and scare the masses.
Have you ever seen this TikTok page called the Mousetrap News? They release fake info about Disneyland every day.
Why?
Or Disney World. I think it's Disney in general. Like they'll be like, Splash Mountain, they decided to not make it Princess and the Frog anymore. Instead they're doing, and they'll pick like something random like I don't know, Big Hero 6, and everybody be like, "What the heck? There's no trees in Big Hero 6. Like what's going on?" And they get people like riled up all from misinformation. Like that's their whole page. Or they're like, Disney just announced 7 different parks, and they're like, they need to fill up all the space at Epcot first, and like,
do people not know that this account is all false?
well, I think that like once they follow it, they kind of get that hint. But like when you just come across it on your feed, you're like,
right.
"What the heck?" And it's like Mousetrap News. Like think about just how many times this week you came across the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift news.
I couldn't even tell you who Travis Kelce was before Taylor Swift. Let me tell you.
Well, that's just because like you don't pay attention in the sport world,
but probably 10 times a day I saw this news.
And then when the pic came out of how they were actually like hugging at his dinner, like, oh my god, like I guarantee TMZ wrote a fat check for that.
100%. Everybody was talking about it.
Everyone was talking about that. The fact that they got that photo, like they wrote a check for that.
And even on TikTok, all the wives were like, "Who is Travis Kelce? We've never heard of Travis Kelce before Taylor Swift." All the Swifties. And you know what? I think this is hilarious because he is probably getting more clout with Taylor Swift.
No, I mean, I was seeing like, okay, so I don't think like, obviously he's definitely getting a different crowd that probably would have never paid attention to him to look his direction. And she has a fan base. So like, it's a whole crowd of like people that like are definitely now probably on his side or, mixed feelings, right? But eyes are on him because of her fan base for sure. But did he have his own fan base? Yeah. Like, he's a Super Bowl champion. Like,
so you've heard of him before?
Yes, he's a Super Bowl champion, and like he's a good player, right? So I mean, he was making his own money. It's not like he needs her. Like,
yes,
I don't agree with the fact that like people are like, she got him he was famous. He had his own dating show back in the day, like.
But we've never heard of the dating show before.
Correct, but like if he was doing a dating show where Taylor Swift was one of the bachelorettes or whatever. Yeah, that would be probably bigger than the Super Bowl, you know?
Listen.
But, yeah.
The thing is, yes, he had his own fame going on and he's his own star. But you cannot deny that Taylor Swift with him has completely brought his fame up 10 times more. Because they're saying that his jersey numbers and his team, the sales have gone up crazy.
Yeah. Like, I was even seeing that the tickets for this game, like, were already sold out because, like, people are assuming she might go again.
Oh, my God.
So now it's going to be, like, Taylor Swift fans fighting the Kansas City Chiefs fans for, like, tickets. But, no, I agree. I would even say that Taylor Swift has a bigger fan base than the whole Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. This is a question for you. Do you think Taylor Swift, the Swifties, the fan base of the Swifties is bigger than the entire NFL?
I don't know. Well, because I would have to see how big the NFL is worldwide because Taylor Swift is worldwide. I know that US wise, probably the NFL's got it.
Do you think the NFL is bigger than the Swifties?
I just don't know numbers, but that's just a complete guess on my book. But I mean, let me tell you two things that blew my mind. One, how insane her tour is doing. Okay?
It did better than the NFL last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. But, but that you're including worldwide ticket sales. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. So her tickets were on such high demand that like people that resell for a living, like, you know, people that used to buy sneakers, resell them like because they're rare. They sell them for more expensive, you know, clothing items, collectible items, Pokemon cards, anything you want, right? People that see a market in the resale game buy things to resell. One of the things they got into now, because I would even say, obviously there's other people like they did it for Drake and stuff, but hers I would put at number one on the biggest impact of like this new law that passed. Now, because people are reselling them, making so much money off of them, they have to report their earnings to the IRS. Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that all started because of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. But I'm not saying she's the only one. Like, she's just number one.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing it for Messi. You can't go watch a Messi, like, soccer game without paying $300 for the nosebleed.
Oh my God.
Like, everybody just wants to see him play. And then there's a bunch of people. Like, I mean, they did it for Drake here. You couldn't get a ticket for less than, like, $400 at a nosebleed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, stuff like that. But, like, it all started because of Taylor Swift. Like, everyone... There were so many fans that like didn't get tickets because of reseller. So now even Ticketmaster had to implement the way they do things. Like I think this Miami leg that like she announced, the tickets like from what I read on my description, I can't resell them. Yeah. So like I bought them, so I better go. Yeah. If not, if I put them on the market, they'll pull them and they make them available.
So they're just making it harder for resellers,
right?
Which I think is fair because some shows like. True fans that really want, like these little girls that want to see Taylor Swift, but it's just getting ruined by people with big money and people that are just buying them. I think it's just ridiculous. So I'm glad that they're trying to figure out a way. Yeah,
and I would say that she's always had like impacts like that, right? Like when Apple Music first launched, she got all the smaller artists because she was like, they were doing like a deal where they pay them and obviously it makes sense for someone like Bieber, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, right? Because they already get numbers like that they were getting huge payouts. But they're like, hey, I'm not asking you to change this for us. I'm asking you. She wrote a letter to Apple, like, I'm not asking you to change this for us. Like, we have plenty of money. Change it for like the Taylor artist. Swift 10 years ago, right? Like that person like needs this money to like continue to grow this platform, blah, blah, blah. And they changed it. Like, they paid off way more to the music creators, right? Like, or artists. So I've always, like, known that, like, you know, she's had a presence in a lot of big things, right? So, like, 100%, like, she's big, right? But I mean, I don't think Travis Kelce needed her to be who he is today. But will this take him off the okay, so sports and career wise, nothing to do with it, right? But like fame and like entertainment, oh yeah, she opened a new door. That's my take on it.
Yeah, his podcast is blowing up. Like,
it's number one on Apple Podcasts right now.
Nobody's ever seen. Everybody's like trying to get tickets to the game.
Yeah.
I think,
and he's a genius.
The NFL, some social media handle from the NFL changed their handle to their picture to like Taylor Swift or something like that. Like,
no, yeah, it was the NFL Taylor's version or something like that.
Yeah.
And did you see that? Like, they posted Taylor Swift was seen at the Kansas City Chiefs games with like eating a chicken nugget with ketchup and seemingly ranch, because they couldn't tell if it was ranch or mayo, right, or something. So since they put seemingly, like, everybody's making fun of the fact that they're like, oh, it's seemingly ranch. So Heinz, like the ketchup company, made a ketchup and seemingly ranch syrup. Like, you know,
that's insane.
So like, just stuff like that's like coming out of this is crazy.
Do you think it's kind of ridiculous though?
Once again,
at the end of the day, she is a human being just like everybody else, and people are kind of getting out of hand.
I think it's a little weird when people fantasize about somebody like that. But I also think it's cool that, like, you know, you have that fan base. Like, that, good for her, right? But I personally wouldn't be lining up. Wouldn't be. But
there's some Swifties that are like, where was she at last night? What club was she at? Like, this and that. They track her every move. There's a difference between being a fan and being completely like obsessed with their every move.
Yeah.
And I have, like, my favorite artist, but I will never be completely obsessed with their every move. You would never
camp overnight.
I would not. But there's some people that did.
Did you see the people that were camping at Drake?
Oh, yeah. They were camping in Phoenix.
Yeah. In LA and like everywhere. I'm like, dude, like, there's no way.
I promise you, I could never love an artist that much to camp out for them. There's nobody that can come to my mind that I'm going to be doing that.
But to me, like, yeah, and I would say I love some artists. Like, I would pay a lot of money to see some artists, but would I do that? No, I would not.
Like Bad Bunny, I will pay a good amount of money to see him again because I know his performances are so fun.
But by the way, did you see that Bieber might headline Coachella this year? Mm-mm. If he headlines, we gotta go.
We have never been to Coachella, so maybe next year's our year.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing camping Coachella. That's what I'm telling you right now. You're not gonna have me camping and showering there. I need a house. I need a hotel. But the thing is that they say when you have an Airbnb, the transportation to Coachella kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So.
No, but back to that. I mean, yeah, that I'll never understand that. But you know, where it kind of like I just feel like maybe it just depends on the person, because like sometimes like I will stay up for like iPhone releases. Like when the PlayStation 5 came out, like I stayed up for that. But like, I don't think I would go line up at a store.
But you're in the comfort of your home doing it.
Right.
You know, like, oh, when the PlayStations, when they're getting released, people were camping out of GameStop.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
It was bad.
That was bad. Crazy.
I remember we'd go to Target in the mornings, and then we'd be like, oh, there's a line to enter. And they're like, oh, if you're not going to, like, the electronics, you're fine. This is just a line to see we have a PlayStation delivery today. I'm like...
And the thing is that they'll probably bring 30, and there's 300 people lined up for this.
They wouldn't even bring 30 because there was a microchip shortage. And they would... I had a friend that used to work at Target, and like when they would get a shipment, they would get like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And you'd have like 40, 50 people outside, and so, just wasting 2-3 hours every day until they got one.
But if they know that there's 50 people in front of them, how do they think they're going to get it?
I don't know.
I think it's just the excitement. Like, it's like the Black Friday thing. Like,
well, do you remember when we gave one away for Frutilandia? We gained how many followers? Like, it was thousands.
But that's when like the PlayStations were like you could not get it.
No.
And you had like
honestly that was kind of cool though, because that girl won it. It was a little girl.
Oh,
and
she was
they
so
looked like
excited.
a lower income family. Obviously, me being judgmental because I don't know, maybe they're pretty well off, but like they had one of the best reactions like we've ever had on a giveaway.
You could tell that they were so grateful for it.
So that was like 2 years ago we did that.
2 years ago already.
No, it's almost 3 because the PlayStation came out I think 3 years ago almost. But whatever year the PlayStation came out, that's when we got one. I remember I stayed up and I got one, and your dad was like, "I'm down. We'll raffle it."
Yeah.
And they were expensive. We bought a bundle in order to be able to do that because like PlayStation knew they were in demand, so they were just pushing bundles.
It was 2 years that it was like that, or was it 3?
It was 2, yeah. 2 that you could just not get one, and
so now you can just go get one.
Now they're like at stores. The one that's like really rare right now is the PlayStation that I got, the Spider-Man one.
So it's the PlayStation but Spider-Man version.
Yeah.
And it's like all decked out like the Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it's like black on one side, and it looks like Venom's taking over Spider-Man because it's red on the other side.
So you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
And you love it.
I love Spider-Man.
Your childhood dream came true.
Yep. My childhood dream was Spider-Man.
Because didn't you want that one when you were younger?
Yeah, I mean, like when I was younger, like I don't think the PlayStation 3 came out like that. But like, so my first console was like a PlayStation 1. I only ever had like 2 games for it because like I was so young. Then PlayStation 2 came around. I got it again from an uncle. I would play all the time. Every time we'd go to the US, my dad would give me a game, which was only like twice a year. Mm-hmm. So I'd get 2 new games a year. Then the PS3 came out. I was never able to get that one because like I think I was in high school like for some reason. So I got an Xbox 360. Mm-hmm. And all my friends had Xbox, so that's what I got. So there I got into all the Halos. I got a regular Xbox from somebody. I can't remember if it was from school or maybe it was even a yard sale. And I was playing like all the Halos. So that was like my Xbox time. Then we got an Xbox with the Kinect. Do you remember that? No controller.
That one was crazy.
So I used to like Xbox a lot. But then I don't know why. Like I was just like needing my PlayStation. But wait, before that 360, I had a PSP. And it was like those portable PlayStations. Those used to come out in like limited editions. Like one of my cousins had the Junior from California had a white one with the black Darth Vader in the back, like Star Wars. That was sick. Another one had a red one. I think it was Gears of War. Someone else had the gray one, and I only had the plain black. So I always wanted a limited edition console. Then when the Xbox X came around, you know, they had a Gears of War one. They had that. And then the PS4 came out, and that's the one I could never get. I wanted the PlayStation one so bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Spider-Man one. And, you know, it was just so expensive. Like, I wasn't going to ask my parents for that. But then this year it came out, and I already had the white one. But I was like, I'll just sell my white one.
So you just traded it just to have the Spider-Man on top of it.
Yep. Literally. But it came with the game. The game's dope.
Well, your childhood
I just never had a
came
limited edition console.
until now.
Yep.
Until now you can buy it.
Yep. Work hard and buy yourself your things.
Did you show your dad?
I sent them a picture.
Yeah, that's good.
They didn't really care.
They were like, I don't know what that
They're
is.
like, why is it black from one side?
But the thing is, like, I never got into video games. My 2 older brothers had like the consoles.
You didn't even get into the Wii?
So that's the only one when they got
But like,
that
you
one.
would actually play.
When they would let me.
Oh.
Because I had to ask them, and they were like, no, you can't.
You guys only had one console at your house?
They had multiple. I don't even know what they were called.
No, but like I'm saying, like they would share one Wii.
I think they just got one Wii, but we got like 5 controllers that they could play the games. I remember like the tennis game was so fun, the dancing one.
Yeah.
But they never shared their games with me. So that's why I didn't get into video games.
I think to me, all the gaming consoles are dope in their own way. Like, you know, like the PlayStation's like can run some insane games. The Xbox can run some insane games. But like to me, Nintendo has revolutionized like gaming.
But the Wii was really fun.
To me, like the Wii was like the craziest console that ever came out. Like that was like insane. I thought the Kinect would take it over because like I'm like no controller, people are gonna love that stuff. But it was really like glitchy.
Is that why people don't really use it?
Yeah, like it was cool in its time and it was like fun and stuff. But like, I still think the we took it over, and then the Switch comes out, and it's like now you got the Wii and you could take it to go, like unbeatable. I think it's like the biggest selling console ever, the Nintendo
The
Switch.
Switch, when it came out, it was really hard to get. I remember that too.
Yeah, and during COVID, it became hard to get.
Yeah, and we found some at Target. Like, we would be looking for them, and I think we would sell them, and we would make good money off of them because they were hard to get. But we had nothing to do during COVID, so we were like going to Targets and looking for them. It was fun.
Yeah, and I remember that like everybody was getting them at the time, and we were bored at the house too. So I was like, "Dad, buy us a Switch! Like, come on!" Like, because I just wanted something to do with like my sisters already had like a PlayStation and stuff, and no, I had the Xbox, and then my dad's like, "Okay, just go buy one here." So I take his credit card, and I call all the Targets. Only one Target had one, so I like speed over there, and then this guy's like unlocking the case. I'm like, "Oh, can I have it?" And he's like, "Yeah, here." So it was like the blue and red one. And so I'm walking away with it, and this lady's like, "No, I drove all the way here from Apache Junction."
Oh my God, I remember that.
And she's like, "I drove all the way over here from Apache Junction. I cannot control these kids, isn't that? That's mine because I called in about it." And I was like, "Well, they didn't have it on hold. Like, I'm sorry." And I was like in line at the electronics section.
You were 5 minutes too late, lady.
She's like, "I don't care what I'm going to do, but I'm taking that." And I was like, if she would have been nice about it, like, honestly, like, I know I'm like an older, but like, if she would have literally just came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, like, I called about the same one. Please, I drove so far," like, whatever, right? Just nicely. I honestly probably would have given it to her.
Or if she would have offered you $100 more.
Okay.
I go, how much? 300? It's yours. I'll give it to you in the parking lot.
Yeah, so then I'm like, no. I'm like, at that point, like, you're telling me that I need to give it to you because you want it, and you can't control your kids, and you're demanding it out of me. I'm like, I'm good. So here was me. Yeah, I'll take it. Hold on, let me go get Mario Kart. So I added like 2-3 games, and then I left.
Were the kids there with her? Oh my God.
Yeah. So then she was pissed. She's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yep."
But the thing is that, like, I hate people who are like that.
But honestly, like, for me, it was just the way she asked. Like, that was like bad. So.
Well, that's why people have to be nice about things. Mm-hmm. Do you think do you think the saying like nice guys finish last is like true, or do you think being a nice person will get you farther a long ways? Because there's a lot of rich people who have like maybe not been the nicest and they are successful.
I think that like life teaches you in a harder way to like not be that nice, because nice people do get really taken advantage of. I really think so.
Sometimes you have to be like.
Sometimes you have to like beat to the book and to the point and like slap things on its back and like, let's go, like, you know, because like you being nice about everything all the time, like, it doesn't help.
Being nice, you can get taken advantage of by people who see the situation and know that they're going to take advantage of the situation. And not only that,
but like, how many times have you tried to approach a problem nicely and then somebody's like at another level and then you try to keep like your niceness? Like, no, at some point, like, you got to match the energy so people know that you're not going to like.
I think you always start off nice, like, with people. But to me, like, I know when somebody's trying to take advantage. Like, if we have customers who are just like, "Oh, I ordered this." I know you didn't order that. Like, there's a lot of people who, I don't know, like, it just irks me when they put, like, I've seen this happen. They put hair in their food, and then after eating it, and then they try to complain to the waiter that there was hair in the food just to get free food. Like, to me, you can't go about life just being malicious and trying to take advantage of people, because karma is real and it'll get back to you. That's why, like, maybe I'm not the nicest, because I know I can sense when people are trying to take advantage.
And I mean, it sucks, but like, you know, those type of people are like everywhere.
I think those people ruin it for people who genuinely, like, for example, found food in their hair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell when people are like, "Oh, this actually happened."
Yeah. I mean, I just don't get it. To me, I'm just like, just be a nice person. Like.
Yeah. And I think, like, being nice too, like, it does get you further in life, but you also have to have like
a limit
of niceness. Yeah. I feel like you're definitely more nice than me.
Yeah, I'm way nicer. But the thing is, like, I also like hate like when people try to like step over me, or like, I don't know, like I can't stand like people just being rude. Like, I mean, I'll take it for like a couple seconds until like you notice that I'm not there. Because sometimes like people do understand like I'm not even at that level. They calm down. Like, I'll take it there. But like if you're at the point that like you're just rude, 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 okay, like I'll match your level. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. Like at the new restaurant, like we had this lady from Coca-Cola send some guys to do some work, and the guy that helps us out there was like, oh, one machine's going here and one's going here. And then he's like, oh, well, this table needs a hole. He goes, oh, yeah, if you start on the other one, I'll start it, right? So the guy goes, oh, while you finish that, because it'll be quick, I'll go to another location, right? So then the lady calls me and she's like all pissed off, the ones that sent these guys to do the work. She's like, hey, Edward, like, you never told me that, like, the store wasn't ready. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you know? And she's like, you never told me the store wasn't going to be ready. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, your guy, all I knew is that your guy's coming back because we're making a hole on a table for him for the, syrup lines to go through. She's like, no, 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 no. You guys told him to leave because you guys weren't ready and you guys weren't going to do this. I go, well, that's not what happened.
Oh my God.
Because I was actually there. And like, she's at the point of yelling, I'm like, were you there or was I? Like, and then she's like, you were. And I go, then you listen to me because I was here.
Wow.
And then like, we were going back and forth for a while about it. And I was like, if you weren't here, you have zero say on this. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, and your job is just to give me a new date. So tell me when they're coming back and don't send the same guy because then we're going to have another problem. Because like, obviously this guy lied because he didn't want to do the work or like wait 3 minutes. It literally took Carlos like 3 minutes to do that hole. And like the guy was just like, oh, I'll come back. But I genuinely thought, I was like, if he thinks it'll be easier to come back, he'll come back. Because like, who would lie about that? But I'm like, I don't care if you love this employee or not. Like, I have employees too, and when my employees mess up, like, I'll respond. And then later I'll go talk to them. Like, hey, I just had an answer for you,
Yeah. You know what I've noticed from you is that, like, now that we are business owners, you, in the beginning of the journey, you were very nice. And now you're just like, you start nice, but then right away, you stand your ground.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And you have to be like that,
Well, I don't want to lose my niceness, right? But, like, at the end of the day, like... I genuinely had to learn how to like just like nip things in the butt. Like like hey, at the end of the day, because like even then, like I'm going back and forth with her, and then she's like, "Well, this is like concerning because blah blah blah." And I go, "Okay. At the end of the day, your job's just to get me a new date. So tell me what date I got. If not, tell me who to call. That's gonna give it to me."
You're all telling her how to do her job.
I'm like you're not gonna call me to school me. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, if I wasn't ready, like her whole job is just to go, okay, well, you weren't ready. Next time, tell me when this is done, and we'll be back. Okay.
Like, I think she's doing way more than what her job is.
That's what I'm saying.
To.
Like, I'm like, if you want to get a promotion, I'm not gonna give it to you. Like, at the end of the day, like, so I don't know. But yeah, that definitely had to come with its time. That like, I had to like.
Being a business owner, you realize that there's a lot of people who try to take advantage of situations. Yeah.
But what I do hate from like being a business owner is when salespeople try to take advantage of me. Like that I have no respect for, because there you're just tricking people into like falling for something.
You're just being dirty in business.
Yeah. And like I had this guy try to come sell me paper towels, and he's like, oh, the dispenser's free. And I go, nothing's free in life. I'm like, but why is it free though? Like, are you overcharging me on the napkins? Like, do you send somebody to install and I pay? He goes, no, none of that. Look, the pricing for this is this, boom, 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 right? And then I just grabbed the flyer that he has, and then like in small print, it's like, after 6 months, you get charged $129 for the replacement of your next one. And I'm like, no, technically I'm just paying you back for the one you already installed, and then that you'll do the same thing when I get my other one, right? So I'm like, dude, it's right here. I'm like, this is not free. Thank you though. Like, I'm glad you guys have to disclose this. And he's like, no, well, he's like, oh, I had never seen this wording. I'm like, sure, bro, but like, and then for me, that's where my meeting's over. Like, you're not coming to me with the facts. Like, so yeah, just toss the flyer back and have a good day, man.
You know, when you're saying that, what comes to mind is when I go to listing appointments, that when people are, when a homeowner's trying to sell a house, there are so many agents that play dirty. And a lot of them get the business because they're dishonest. Like, they'll tell the homeowner, oh, I can sell your house for $50,000 more than versus what I just told them. And a lot of homeowners, obviously, if you're a homeowner, you want as much as you can for your home. So you're going to go with the agent that's telling you they're going to give you X amount. When in reality, your house is just going to sit on the market and you're going to get way less. There's so many agents that play dirty when trying to get a listing. And to me, it's like, I'd rather be honest and say, like, you're only going to get this for your house. To me, like, being honest in business is going to get you only way further. Because at the end, people are just going to be upset at you, like, in a few months. And even in the restaurant industry, like, the truth always comes out. In business in general, like, being truthful, being honest will get you way further.
But I mean, I even think that's just in life. Like, it
in
has
general,
nothing to do with business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
friendships, relationships, like,
yeah.
we get into that and it's just like, you're going to go further.
But that to me is amazing. Like, it's like, dude, like, you know, it's bad.
Today's episode, we're actually flip-flopping it around. We're doing our peek and pits at the end.
We're closing with them.
We're closing the episode with our peek and pits of our week. But my peek was we actually got a new camera for our podcast.
Hopefully people can notice. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We just found out it shoots in 4K, so maybe in the next week one we'll be in 4K.
Yeah, I'm excited because I feel like little by little we're like upgrading our
setup,
and it's exciting.
Next we'll have to lease a spot.
I know.
Just kidding.
I think in a year it would be cool to have like a studio where we can invite guests, because in the future I think it'd be so fun to interview people.
I would love to interview people. I love podcasts that like, because like to me the best podcasts are the ones that like prepare for the interview. Mm-hmm. Like you know, you have someone becoming like, hey, this is what I want to talk about, and then yeah, I think that would like get my style of like interviewing or even like talking to people to another level. Yeah,
I think it'd be really cool to like interview people and just kind of get their perspective on other things.
You know what I always thought would be like a super cool podcast like segment, like how every Mexican has like a different story of like how they ended up here and like what they do with their life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you know, some of them literally came illegally, some of them like, you know, like just like this is the legal way, but this the hardships that it took or whatever, like, you know, everyone has a different story of how they got here.
Yeah, I think that would be such a cool segment to do.
Yep.
So that's our goal. In a year, we'll be in a studio and doing really great interviews of people and their coming up story. But that was my peak, was getting a new camera, figuring it out, and then I don't even think I had a pit this week. Probably just the fact that we had a wedding and I had to do my makeup, and I think I had an allergic reaction to my eyelash glue. So last night my eyes were shut. So I'm glad my eyes are open for today's podcast because I can actually see today. Yesterday was like really,
you look like you had just gone off the fight with Canelo. Yeah.
Canelo was fighting me.
Yeah.
And you missed it. But that's why I'm not wearing eyelashes today. I feel naked. Seriously naked. But yeah.
That's how I feel when I don't do mine.
When you put on your eyelashes?
When I don't put them on.
When you don't put them on?
I feel naked.
That's probably you with your hats, and you don't wear hats because you always wear hats.
Yeah.
But what about you? What was your peak and pit of the week?
My peak was probably the wedding dance. I finally got it done. It was cool. Got all my training done.
So you were a part of a wedding.
Yep.
You're part of the groomsmen.
Yep. And I was part of like this Indian/Americanized dance. It was cool. I only danced for 2 minutes, but I had to turn off my phone because Dancing with the Stars keeps calling.
Oh.
And I don't know what to do with all this fame.
I think I'm going to be your manager.
You should honestly just start taking all my calls. I don't want to talk to anybody after that.
Yeah.
But no, that was cool. Like, I genuinely think that Indian music is like super fun for groups to dance in.
Yeah.
Like, And like just their dance moves and stuff is like so unique. Like,
They get hyped.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They go crazy. It was
there was
so
a point
fun.
where they were like hitting me with one of these, and I was like, wow.
You were like, I feel
I don't
like
know if I'm supposed to follow that like bird wherever it's going. Like,
I think we were the only Mexicans at this party. It was so
I saw
fun.
another family. They were like in our line of sight,
Yeah.
but it was cool. They're all really nice. Like they're really nice people. Like super respectful.
Yeah.
I have a ton of respect for like just everyone I met. Like would literally almost like hand me their seat and everything in their pockets.
Yeah.
Like they're just like take whatever, like just the most like genuine like people and like very inviting, very welcoming. Like
they were all very nice.
Yeah, like even the bride is my friend's now wife. Like her dad was like, oh, we always hear about you, Edward. Sit down. Like he's getting a chair and stuff.
You were famous last night.
Yeah, and then he's like, bottle of scotch just for you. I'm like, bro, I don't even drink like that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, just for you. And I'm like, oh man, but
yeah,
just like so
they
welcoming.
love you.
Yeah, but they're all nice guys, not all nice people. So.
Yeah, they all came up to me and were talking so highly of you, and I was like,
because they know what you got.
This is another Edward. This is not the Edward that I know.
They know what you got.
Okay.
They know you won the lottery.
Yeah.
But what was the next one? The pit?
So the pit was probably you stressing out about the dance, but you did good.
I was pretty stressed about it.
But you killed it. You did not want me to record it, but as soon as I saw you on the dance floor, I popped out my phone and I was like a proud mom. Like really, I was there. I was like in the Mean Girls, the mom recording the daughter. I was recording you.
You were like what's that that show that was on TLC about the dancing moms? They would record the little fat white girl. What was her name? Honey
Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo, yeah. What was that show called?
Honey Boo Boo something. I don't know.
Oh my god, that show was hilarious. I remember I used to see all the clips online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're saying like I was her mom and you were Honey Boo Boo?
I was Honey Boo Boo.
You were Honey Boo Boo last night?
I was La Miel Boo Boo.
You were so nervous and I was like, don't worry, like you're gonna kill it.
I was only nervous because I was on the edge and like half of the party was seeing me. Like all eyes were locked in on me.
I'm glad I was on that side watching you. But you did good. You killed it. And I can't wait for the next wedding you're a part of.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Well, we'll see. All my friends seem to be at that stage of getting married.
Everybody's getting married.
I feel like it'll be sooner.
They asked me to be a part of the dance, and I am a horrible dancer. So I told them no because I don't want to ruin their party. I told them
They call you the toe destroyer because you step on everybody.
I step on everybody's toes. Literally. No, literally.
Yeah.
So I took a step back and I let you have your time to shine.
And because of you, I had to miss out on the partner dance. That one looked so fun.
Yeah, but if I was
they were doing like one of these, I was like, oh wow, I wanted to do that with my chest so bad.
You can do it at home and I can watch you.
No, but it's not the same.
You just want a crowd.
There's something about a crowd that just gets me going.
I think you just want to be famous. Like
I don't think I want to be like famous, but I think I want to be able to like have a crowd.
Yeah. Well, I'll be your crowd. Me, Snoopy, and Rosie will be watching you.
I mean, that'll work.
But thank you guys so much for listening or watching this podcast episode. We just kind of did a wrap of our week, but we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week.